Turn up the sound, feel the beat. With every laugh, it's a treat. Stories unfold, jokes that flow. Every minute, watch it glow. Damn good time, feel it rise. Damn good time, to the skies. Catch the rhythm in your ear. With every word, it's all clear. Conversation, no hesitation. Pure elation, celebration. Damn good time, feel it rise. Damn good time, to the skies. Conversation, no hesitation. Pure elation, celebration. Damn good time, feel it rise. Damn good time, to the skies. Damn good time, feel it rise. Damn good time, to the skies.
Lights are flashing, beat is blasting. Feel the rhythm, keep on laughing. Voices echo in the night. Grab your headphones, dance in sight. Feel the time, feel the vibe. Damn good time, staying alive. Real connections, digital affection. Share your story, podcast glory. Sound waves rolling, energy rising. Join the party, no disguising. Everyone's invited, let's unite. Tuning closely, sparks ignite. Voices echo in the night. Grab your headphones, dance in sight. Damn good time, feel the time, feel the vibe. Damn good time, beat is blasting. Damn good time, feel the time, feel the vibe. Damn good time, staying alive. Their connections, digital affection. Share your story, podcast glory. Sound waves rolling, energy rising. Join the party, no disguising. Everyone's invited, let's unite. Tune in closely, sparks ignite. Everyone's invited, let's unite. Tune in closely, sparks ignite.
Woke up this morning with a song in my head. Sunshine arising got me out of bed. Turned on the radio, a smile on my face. Looking for good vibes, ain't no better place. Cruising down the back roads, windows wide open. Songs on the airwaves, hearts getting poking. Tune in the chatter, voices ringing clear. Laughing and living, that's what I want to hear. Let's have a good time on the Sunday day. Friends on
Have a damn good time on a sunny day.
Wild and free.
Dude, I feel like that one should be our staple now. Living wild and free. I'm not a country music fan. But it fits. Like, that's... AI made that one very well. You know?
Yeah. Maybe Stephen changed the version of country. I don't know. He used these lyrics and put this in.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good for the soul,
baby.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'm Steve Schaefer,
I'm Cody Adams.
and this is a damn good time.
Here we go, brownies.
Yeah, it's good for the soul. It's good for the soul, baby. We're gonna fly high.
Flying high.
For some reason, every AI song is always about flying high, too. Always about flying high. And that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, we're back.
We're back. We're back at it.
Back in the studs. We're wearing Browns gear.
We both wore
We didn't-
Browns gear.
We didn't even plan it, and we both decided on orange Browns gear, too.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead, and we have something to do.
Yeah, we we said last week, right? We said it on the podcast.
I think it was last week, 'cause- or at least when we had this bottle sitting here, we were like, hey, this is the Crown Royal. It's got the cool little Browns bag. I bought it solely for the Browns bag. I'm not a huge Crown Royal fan.
Right.
And I'm like, we're just going to keep it here, and we'll take a shot when the Browns win, and we'll use it next year. But the fucking Browns won. They beat the Baltimore fucking Ravens, too. One of the baddest teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah. A lot to be said about that game, obviously. If you watched it, you know. A lot of luck on our side. Kind of on both sides, but you know, from the mainly a guy that could have ended the game, ball landed in his hands from Jameson Winston. Sorry,
yeah.
Too many Williams and Wells.
Jameis Winston, I think is his name, right?
Yeah.
Now here I am probably
He's-
saying it wrong. I'm trying to correct you, and I'm saying it wrong.
By the way, I don't know if you've checked out, seen his TikTok. It's hilarious, and like all this stuff and how he talks in like motivational speeches.
Oh, my God. Like, I saw
It's hilarious.
the pregame interview before last game. He was like, play for the team on your helmet. And they're like, there's no...
He's like, well, we don't have an emblem, so but it does say Browns right across it. He's like,
How
so
do
does
you-
Browns.
How are you feeling like you going to pick apart the Ravens defense? He does...
He's like, I'm just here, glory to God, and I'm playing with the highest resolution ever.
He goes into very stock fucking answers, you know?
The way he talks is just hilarious. I saw one where there's an old football player that used to play with him, and it was like, he's like, you know how you're in the kitchen and your mom's baking biscuits, and you go over to the oven, and you open the oven, and the steam from those biscuits hits you in the face? That's how we're going to attack these guys.
I love it. I love it.
Like, he starts off and just saying the most random thing, but the point comes across, and you're like, oh, shit, yeah, that steam just blasts you in the face. It's like, yeah, I got it. It's motivational. Let's go.
He keeps playing like he's playing. I love
Yeah.
it.
He quoted Eminem. White dude from Detroit. I know that's not here. That's up north. But, you know, I'm just going to quote him anyways.
You know, sometimes you got to lose yourself.
Yeah, you only
in
get one
music.
shot.
The moment you own it, you better never let it go.
So you only get one shot. You better not lose the opportunity. And I'm here just winning this opportunity right now.
You know, like sometimes there's vomit on your sweater.
Yeah.
Already, it's mom's spaghetti. But hey, Browns, this shot's for you, baby.
Here we go, brownies.
Let's finish this bottle by the end of the
Let's
season.
ruin some people's
I
season.
dare you.
Or we said if they make it to the playoffs, or if they make it to the Super Bowl, we got to finish the whole thing. I can't remember.
Oh, dude, if they go to the Super Bowl,
Yeah, we're drinking the whole thing then,
we're going to have a bottle apiece.
which would be pretty hard to do. But
We'll try.
some would say impossible. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be
We're going to
enough.
set up cots in this podcast room. Our wives aren't going to want to talk to us that night because we're going to be fucking so shit house wasted.
we might be at the game. I don't know.
Oh, my God. Dude, first off, way too much money.
Oh my God, so much money.
Secondly, speaking of way too much money for tickets,
Yeah,
do you see, because the World Series is going on, we don't give a fuck because the Indians got knocked out, or the
Right.
Guardians got knocked out.
Indians. Yeah,
But did you see the last game Because the Dodgers clinched it, or the Dodgers won it, right?
Yeah.
But one of the last games, I think it was the second to last. I don't know. Doesn't matter. There's a foul ball hit,
Yeah, I saw it.
and the guy went up to catch it, and then the fans ripped it out of his glove.
Grabbed his glove, grabbed his arm, like
Yeah.
locked him in,
Yeah.
opened it up, ripped it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
They still called it fan interference, still called an out, and those dudes got ejected from the game. That was in like the first fucking inning or something like that. And I saw on the internet, which I don't know what the fuck they paid for him. It could have been a promo. They could have got it for free. But they're saying that's probably like a $1,200 ticket. From where they're sitting, could you imagine spending $1,200 to be an asshole and not see the rest of the game?
I also saw on top of that Gronkowski, ex-NFL player, awesome dude.
Yeah, the Gronk.
The Gronk.
Yeah.
I was like, I know that guy. I went to college with
Yeah,
him.
yeah, I did see that too. I saw that
He's like he played on the hockey team or something like that. That I think Gronk was on or something. I forget. I think it was hockey. He's like those guys were all ridiculously crazy. Like that was just ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
so yes, that guy lost the money from
God,
that.
that's
But everybody's on his Facebook. Everybody's on his Instagram. Everybody's on his Twitter now.
he's got doxxed.
Yeah, he's got
For
people
sure.
hating on him for sure.
Yeah.
but he's got a bunch of people loving on him too.
Yeah, there's I bet you there's a bunch of New York fans going like, yeah, dude, I would have done the same thing. Good for you, dude. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
would you-
trying to get the ball out.
Yeah, you would have done it too, but you were sitting at home watching it. Would you have done it for $1,200 for that fucking ticket?
Hey, now they're famous.
I guess.
It's like doing stupid shit to be famous.
I would never want to be that famous. I don't know. I'm not an asshole though.
No, I would never do that.
Maybe that's why we're not famous, because we're not assholes.
Well, I think that's one way you can become famous now is being an asshole. I mean, you see the pranks people pull on people and the shit they do to people. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, the violent stuff luckily has stopped because it's like, no, you can't put that up here on this channel, whatever. It
Right.
is.
That goes against the community guidelines.
Yeah, but that was big back in the day. I mean, people randomly doing horrible things to people, and now it's like pranking people still, but
Yeah.
it's like that guy's just minding his own goddamn business. You just ran up on him and like hit on him or did something weird or her or whatever. Like,
Right.
and obviously most of it's staged.
When
but,
I see some of the pranks, yeah, most of it's fucking staged.
yeah,
But I see some of the pranks, especially like married couples. There's like one married couple I see a lot of where they hang like a balloon full of shaving cream, and like as soon as somebody walks through the door, they'll hit it with a Nerf gun and make it blow up and like
Yeah.
fall on them and shit. It's like, God, if we weren't making a lot of money off of these pranks for somebody to clean this shit up, I would fucking get a divorce.
right.
like if me walking into a room is like a trauma response, like
And you basting me in cornstarch water,
oh
like
God, fuck you, dude, fuck you. And there's a guy that's like, that's so funny. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I don't get it. Don't get
as
it.
soon as that happens, I'm like, who's gonna clean that up?
And as soon as I see him, I'm like, nope, scroll past it. I don't want this shit on my algorithm because it just pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Dude, like I'm down for a good prank, but like for cleanup, because they'll drop like the balloon full of shaving cream and then pop one of those glitter fucking cannons in their face. It's like,
Yeah.
you guys probably already had a lot of money and you're paying a nanny to clean this up. Now I feel bad for the nanny. First off, I feel bad for the lady or the guy or whoever got.
Again, just making a video though. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
It's like some of them are so elaborate. It's just like really.
The worst ones are whenever you can tell it's completely staged.
Yeah.
And you see it's got like 60,000 views and like so many likes and a lot of comments and people like, oh my God, that's so funny. Like, this is obviously fucking staged bullshit. And so maybe that's what we need to do as content creators.
Just stage a bunch of shit.
How funny would it be if all of a sudden I just pulled out a dart gun and like, fucking
They blast me.
joke's on you, asshole. Give us 80,000 views. And then you're sitting here for the next, for the next 55 minutes doing this podcast is covered in goo. And then, we don't have the views or the money yet. So, Cody, you're going to have to clean that up. It touched you, so you're going to have to do it.
There's so many people like I'm mad about do like food reviews and stuff that I'm like, you're not reviewing the food really. You're just kind of talking.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Whatever. You're just like, oh, everything's amazing. Like I most of those food guys go somewhere. They're never like, it's a subpar, whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay. I wouldn't come here, because obviously they're coming there. They're filming. They got the restaurant's permission. They're never going to a place to say it's fucking bad.
Right. It's all set up.
Come on. Something's got to be bad eventually. Get the
Right.
fuck out of here. So,
I mean, if anything, Portnoy is probably the only one that'll
right.
you see like bad reviews on.
Right.
Everything else is like, oh, come to this place. They got the greatest chicken sandwich in the world. And then the next post is like, oh, come to this place. They have the greatest chicken sandwich in the world. Well, which one is it?
Right.
Is it this place or that place? Like,
But if you do negative reviews, you're going to get hate. And then, so now it's like you just got to do positive review.
I mean, it was fucking, why can't I think of his big goddamn curly-headed fucking hair?
Curly hair or spiky hair?
Black, hangs low. He was on like The Voice, or he was on America's Got Talent. He was like the king of the fucking radio. I don't remember
Howard Stern.
Yeah. Why couldn't I think of Howard
I
Stern? But one of his biggest things was just getting people to hate him because, that was his whole thing is like, either you love me or you hate me. But if anything, more people tune in because they hate me because they want to see what I'm going to say next.
Right.
But his shit was still, I still feel it was like real.
Yeah.
Ish. I mean, it could have been staged. He might not have had that many hot takes or whatever.
I think a lot of that was real.
I do believe a lot of it
Because it was live, so it's harder to
Yeah.
do something. And when it's live like that, it's harder to you're not editing it, you're
out.
not changing a lot of
Yep.
it. You're going with it.
Yeah.
And his hot takes, no, not everybody liked, but that's what he
and,
did.
and a lot of his wasn't hot takes. It was just bizarre shit. Like he'd have girls riding a Sibian in the studio,
Yeah, porn stars in there all the time.
playing ring toss with a steak hanging out their buttholes.
A lot of special needs people in there all the time.
Back when that was cool to make fun of them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he ever used the hard R or whatever, but like,
Oh, I'm sure he did.
it was just
It was a different time back then.
That was his gimmick. It's just like
Yeah.
raunchy radio comedy. Got banned, got picked up, got banned, got
Yeah, he
picked
was
up
the
by
king
other
of it.
people. Yeah. Made just hundreds of millions of dollars because everybody want to listen to it though.
What? I don't know. Sometimes when you Google search people's net worth, it's not super true. But I bet you we get a ballpark. What is Howard Stern's net worth?
I'd say 120 million. That's what I'm gonna throw out there before you Google it. I just feel like
Okay, before I hit search, you're saying
120.
let's do Price is Right rules. So I'm going to do 120 million and $1. No,
No, what? No.
I'm thinking he's probably more like two.
He's probably up there.
I'll go 225.
I would say 120. I know the movie did a lot for him too.
And he's still on Sirius XM and shit, or whenever that one of those satellites.
Sirius XM, I think, yeah.
650. Jesus Christ.
He's almost a billionaire.
I'm close without going over, but we're still both way off.
I don't think either of us win that. If you're off by 500 million, you don't win.
I'm close without going. Price is Right rules, baby.
Yeah, well, I had to go first, too. So that's not fair. We didn't flip a coin or anything.
You didn't have to. You chose to.
Well, you asked me, so I answered, and then you're like, wait, Price is Right rolls.
Maybe we should do this whole episode where we go Price is Right rules on people's net worth.
Hey, it's kind of a fun game. It's always a fun game. You're like,
Yeah.
how much do you think he's worth? Like, I remember some B-list actors I found. They're like, oh, he's worth $600,000, but his house is worth $500,000. I'm like, wait a minute. Does that mean he's got $100K in the bank, or he's just got $100K? Because they take assets,
Yeah.
very much.
That's
into
exactly
that.
what you're
Like,
paying taxes on, basically.
Yeah. So it's not like, yes, it says he's worth $650
Yeah, when you
million, but he
say-
has 600. He could have $600 million worth of shit and a couple million in the bank. And what do you?
All right, let's do this for instance. Because I know Elon Musk is like the richest guy in the world right now, right? None of his shit isn't liquid. It's not like he's sitting there on $1 billion. It's all assets.
If you want to be like, hey, I'm going to liquidate all this, then that's a.
How many billion is Elon worth?
I don't even know it's quantifiable. Quantifiable. Is that a word?
I know
think it's a word.
he was getting close to being a trillionaire, so I'm gonna say 952 bill.
I mean, his net worth is just an influence. You know, it's all this shit. I already saw it. You can't guess now.
Oh shit! It is there on the screen.
268 billion.
I
268.2 billion.
went way over. I thought he was getting close to being a trill.
Like, again, it's how do they quantify his net worth, right? Like, it's assets, it's everything,
Yeah,
it's
stock holdings.
Yeah,
It's not like he's walking around with that. He could just like pull it out of a bank. He's gonna have.
you
to
can
sell.
never pull out any money over. I don't even think $5,000 out of a bank. Or no, you can pull $5,000 out. Over $10,000, I don't think. Like, do you want $10,000 cash? You gotta like,
Yep.
make sure that's called
gotta
ahead.
schedule it
and, like,
ahead.
Schedule ahead.
Yeah.
I think it's $10,000 or something like that.
I know a guy that was buying a really fancy lawnmower. Like a super zero turn commercial one. And I don't know exactly what the final cost was, but he was trying to get $10,000 out of the bank, and he's like, "Oh, I was gonna go buy this lawnmower today, but I can't because I can't take $10,000 out in a day because I guess they just don't have it."
Yeah, no, your
Yeah,
banks
they don't
don't
have it.
sit on a shitload of money. They don't sit on a shitload of money.
Yeah,
There could be somebody worth $100 million in a local bank around here with
Yeah.
that in their account. There ain't $100 million in that bank. Why would they do that?
right.
It's the dumbest thing ever.
They can write you a cashier's check,
Yeah.
or give you credit, or
Yeah.
they can deposit it electronically, but cold hard physical, no.
I remember.
Unless maybe you're like a big bank in like a downtown big city.
Yeah, but they're still not going to cut it off to you because then that puts them way in the.
They're gonna have like, do you have security guards?
Yeah, you can't just walk in and be like, I need $100,000 right now. They're going to be like, bro.
We
Wait.
need 3 signatures. I need this from my manager. But like big banks, I feel like big city banks and shit like that, or like if you're out in Vegas,
There's probably a few $100,000.
they have that money.
but yeah.
They have that money in the coffers,
Yeah.
But like if you go to Chase,
If you go to our local Chase Bank and be like,
if you go to Chase in Stark County, Ohio, they're gonna be like, dude, we don't.
I need $10,000 out of the
that.
vault. And they're like, that's literally all we have. So no,
Yeah.
you can't.
Or they might have 20, but they're not allowed to pull 50% of it out on one person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what if like 5 other people come here to get 2? Like,
Well-
we need to make sure that they're covered.
I know locally in a small town by where I live, there was during COVID, there was a bank truck showing up every single day delivering a shit ton of money
Heist time.
because you got a bunch of farmers, a bunch of oil and gas came through there, and everybody freaked out during the beginning of COVID because they thought everything was shutting down, right? So everything's shutting down. So they wanted to withdraw all of their cash
Yeah.
out of the bank.
Right.
They did not want their money sitting in the bank because they thought everything was shutting down. The world's going to end, blah, blah, blah. They wanted all their cash in liquid.
A bank run.
If you wanted to rob a bank, that was the time. And I'll tell you what, if you find these small oil towns,
Well, if you wanted to rob a truck,
truck or a bank,
well,
because the truck showed
at
up.
least the
It's
bank.
not like the truck showed up. Here's the money and gave it to the tellers, and the tellers manually handed the customers.
Well, if I would say rob the bank after the truck delivery, don't
But
do it
yeah.
at 5 in the afternoon after everybody came through and pulled their
But yeah,
money.
not
in.
a bad idea to hit the truck on its way in.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
probably bringing $1 million in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the one time I found out that there was trucks coming every day with bags of actual cash.
Yeah.
So the money was requested. That truck came down, and I want to find the truck that feeds the trucks? That's what I want to know. Where does that money
Where's
come
their
from?
central hub?
Where's the central hub?
Yeah.
Where's the central hub? Dude, I don't know. Do you know?
Nope.
So there's some central hubs that feeds the banks. The banks say, hey, yeah, we got that money, but there's got to be a central hub somewhere in every state.
You know the craziest thing?
Where is it? There's got to be some treasury in every
like
state, right?
The craziest thing is like I looked into, like I'm a big guy. I'm good with firearms. You know, I'll do a dangerous job.
Yeah.
Let me be
$15 an hour.
let me be the
I know where you're going already.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay you $15 an
the guy that's guarding that money in that truck is getting paid dog shit.
Yeah.
You know? And I mean, like, I'm sorry for anybody that makes in that range of money. That's good. That's good money. But when you're guarding massive amounts of money, that to me is dog shit. That's a kind of a high risk job
Well, I
with a
could-
low reward.
And that's what I'll say. I can name a plethora of jobs that make 15 to $20 an hour.
Yeah.
They're probably let's say with inflation, they're at 20 something an hour, right? There's a handful. There's quite a few jobs out there you can make $20 an hour.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jobs you can make 20 something bucks
Yeah.
an hour that have zero risk.
Right.
And
That's the thing. Risk versus reward is the name of the game.
And this guy's got to carry a gun. He's got to do all this different shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta pass
Your
background checks.
Your responsibility of that money, because if any of it's missing, oh God, you slipped a $100 out of a bag, you're done.
Yeah, you're done.
You're
you're out.
fired. You might go to jail. Like,
Right.
And this guy's got to be like on alert, do stuff.
Yeah.
I know there's that one famous TikTok video. I don't think it was in the U.S., but like they're just driving down the road and a car pulls up and you just see like the glass just starts splattering on the side. And we're like,
And the guy like did some cool maneuverabilities, like pit maneuver the car.
yeah, and he's
shit.
like, the guy in the back seat's like freaking out, and he's like handing him the AR, like load
Yeah.
it, load it, load it. Like
Yeah.
the driver is like super into it. The passenger's like,
freaking the fuck
oh, I
out.
don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. He's like, you load that son of a bitch. Like,
And the
just
guy
get
that
ready.
saved all that fucking money is probably clearing $45,000 a year.
Yeah, I'd be like, there should be some kind of bonus package that if your
Yeah.
vehicle gets shot at,
Yeah. You got a bonus.
you get like $5,000 bonus.
Yeah.
But of course, then they'd be set.
You get 10% of the worth of the truck.
You get one bag out of the truck. You pick anyone you want.
Imagine though, you're carrying around like $2 million in that truck. You make your drops, you make your pickups. At the end of the day, you only got $5,000 left in that truck, and then that shit happens.
Yeah,
It's like, man, if they would have caught me at 9 a.m. and I got 10% of what I protected,
let's go Grand Theft Auto rules too. Though, if you steal the truck and you get to the safe zone, all stars are cleared and you win the money. Let's make the job interesting then.
but
right?
still, how shitty would that be? Like if that's the bonus, like you get 10% of what you protected. It's like, well, fuck, at 9 a.m. I had $2 million in a truck, but I made my drops, I did my stops, and at the end of the route, when these fuckers got me, I had $5,000 in the truck, and I got fired at. I got in a high pursuit chase. I got fired at. I pit maneuvered a guy, and I did everything I could to keep myself alive and my partner alive and keep the truck intact, keep the money safe. I only had $5,000 in there, so you only get 10%. That's the rules.
How tempted you be as a security guard to driving a truck? Like, all of a sudden, like COVID hits, boom, and you got $10 million in the back that you're taking to a bank.
I
And it's
also
like-
have a feeling they don't know what they have.
It's just like they pull up to a bay and somebody
They
else
just
loads
have
it in.
bags.
You're gonna know that truck's sitting heavy. Money or cash ain't.
Well, some of it could be cashier's checks and bonds and shit, which aren't as heavy as
Yeah, but I'm saying like during that time, everybody want to cash out, right?
right.
I would know. I could be sitting in that seat. I would know every time a bag dropped, right? Or maybe there's a card in, so you don't know. I don't know. I would like you get that much money. I would stage everything. I would figure out ways to do a lot of shit. That's why I would never.
I also wouldn't be surprised to find out that they put like dummy bags and shit.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff they could do. And
You know, like they
ink and stuff.
This,
and
here's your little bank bag. It's got $5,000 in it, but we're gonna put 10-pound weight in there, so you think it's heavier and worth more.
yeah,
I imagine, like,
I'm sure there's a lot.
I don't even know if that's a thing, but it seems to me like it could be.
I'm sure there's a lot of protocol and stuff that goes into it, and you're responsible for a lot. But that's what we're saying. Like, why aren't they paid more? And maybe now, who knows?
Because I imagine there was at some point in time whenever there are people that are super into it, trying to roll armored trucks, and they see like, oh, that one's sitting a little lower. Let's get it.
Oh, what's the movie? It's like Jersey or like it's in New York. There's one island that was known for crime. It's based on a true story.
Is Ben Affleck in it?
Yes.
Cop Town.
Is it Cop Town?
I think so.
No, I don't think it's Cop Town. They're very known from a lot of criminals coming from like this little island and wherever it is. There's like 2 bridges in and out.
Nope, that's not even a movie. That's a book.
I think it's Cop Town, but I think you're close with town. I think it's just, is it The Town?
It might be The Town. Let's go to Ben Affleck's IMDb.
But I'm pretty sure that's kind of based off of a true story where like a whole lot of criminals and they were known for robbing banks and robbing bank trucks. Town. The Town. Yeah, there it is.
Where?
2010. Straight up.
Oh yeah, The Town. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like the best scene ever when he's like dating that chick that was a bank teller or whatever, and he's like goes to his boy and he's like, I don't want you to ask any questions, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna tell you anything about it, but we're gonna go hurt some people.
Yeah.
And he's like, whose car are we taking? That's like the biggest little like clip for like your who's your ride or die boy. And
Is that The Town too? Where like, I'm trying to remember. There's
Yeah.
one where they knock over an armored truck, and they even plant the device on the bombs on it, blow the back thing out, and they kind of kill the driver. And then what they get is bank bonds. Like they don't even get cash.
yeah.
Is that The Town?
Maybe. I don't remember that part. I just remember like
I don't know. There's so many fucking movies about rolling.
rolling shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then it's so funny. You see some of them nowadays. Like you see armored trucks and they're all like rusty and shit. Like, oh man, I could fucking get this guy.
The whole-
I could get this.
Ben
guy
Affleck's
right
boy
now.
was like the loose cannon the whole time. Like he's the one that ended up like shooting a bunch of people,
Yeah.
like, shooting cops. And he's like, "Why the fuck did you do that? Like now we got so much heat on us." Because it's like we could just roll the truck as long as we didn't hurt anybody. Then it's not as much heat. But as soon as you kill a cop
Yeah.
or kill the bank truck guys or whatever, then you get the heat even
we
more
just-
on you.
If we could just tie him up or
Yeah.
knock him out with knockout gas or whatever.
And there's an old guy that got the information, and he was like the mobster guy, and it's like,
Yeah.
daddy used to do jobs for me.
None of us ever went this dirty.
But yeah, so
Until you came around, we never had to deal with anybody dead.
so it
Now
was-
we got dead bodies on our hands. The heat's too hot.
he's too hot.
You're too much of a liability. We're only giving you 10%. The deal was 40. No, not now. Like,
Now I'm gonna get you, old man. I got you first. Revenge of the bank job.
they're all the fucking same, dude.
Yeah,
But they're good. I'll still watch them.
that's why. You love some directors and you love not because.
Yeah.
I love a good action flick. I'll watch the shit out of it. I know how it's gonna end. It's just like horror movies too. Like most of the time, you know how a horror movie's gonna end.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, you find one that's just like, "What the hell? That was crazy." And that's why I really like Guy Ritchie
Yeah.
because he will mess with you.
Dude, The Gentleman,
The Gentleman, good movie.
fantastic movie.
Yeah,
There's a series on Netflix now that's supposed to be kind of like off of that. I haven't watched
it's
it yet.
directed by Guy Ritchie. I watched it. It's
Yeah?
great.
Good?
Yeah, it's great.
I
yeah.
need to check it out.
Some of it's a little crazy, but that's what he does.
Yeah.
And you got to kind of be into that British thing too. a little
The
bit, too.
British thing.
Yeah, just some directors that I like that do a little thing that you don't expect,
Right.
and
A little curveball here.
some of it you do expect, but still, it's still like a curveball. Like, and Guy Ritchie's great about like jumping around and doing that kind of shit.
And it's also not like a super crazy curveball either.
No. Like most
It's
of
one
it-
that makes sense. Like, oh shit, that could actually happen. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
but it's the way
I'm
he
captivated.
it's the way he jumps around in the movie
Yeah.
and then jumps back, and it's like replays all this shit. His biggest thing is like he'll go through the movie and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yep.
And then he's like, oh, no, wait, but this is how it happened. And he replays how it happened. You're like, ah, shit. It's like
Yeah.
he completes a movie better than anybody I've seen. You know, you finish a movie and like the guy and the girl like sail off in the sunset, and you're like, well, what happened after that? What happened? Or like,
Yeah.
how did that?
We need some real closure here.
It's either like, what happened after that? He finishes that too, but what happened in between those lines? Like or not even guy and a girl. Like they rob the bank, blah blah blah, do whatever. But you're like, well, what were these people doing that whole time? This guy was doing this. Like I only saw this guy drilling this thing. He makes sure every single character, you know what they were doing,
Has like an ending. Has like
has a good ending, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, and you put it all together, and it makes the movie better because right at the end,
Yeah.
the movie's good the whole time. You're like, you're thrilled with it. You're watching it. You're like, ah. And you're like, oh shit, what was this guy doing? Why that? And it's like, oh no, let's backtrack. This guy was over here. This guy was over
Rewind.
here. This guy was over here. This guy was over here. They were doing this. They were doing this. They're breaking in this. They were doing this.
Yeah.
And it's like, or they were figuring this out. And the whole time you're like, oh shit.
wow. It all makes sense.
They schemed and planned that. Snatch,
Snatch is fantastic.
one of my favorite movies.
One of the best movies ever.
I was gonna say I think it's one of my favorite of all times. It's like so good,
Yep.
funny,
And it's I don't know if it's meant to be a comedy, but it is funny.
oh, it's hilarious.
I mean, I think obviously it probably is. It's meant to be a comedy because it's there's no way it can't be because it's so funny.
Yeah, it's a comedy action.
Thriller, almost.
Thriller. I was gonna say thriller, but I think thriller is the right word. I was trying
Well,
to find
because
a better
usually
word.
thrillers you usually almost associate more with like.
I was gonna go drama, maybe.
Yeah, because thrillers are usually tied to more.
It's got a hell of a
scary
story.
movies and shit. But I feel like I
Yeah.
was thrilled the whole movie because it was fun. It was different. It was.
And it's got
I was
Jason Statham.
I was on my seat. I was on the edge of the seat the whole time.
Jason Statham, who I
Yeah.
love. That's the
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Right there.
Yeah.
Hey, stop right there.
I don't know any other actors' names. Jason Statham's little sidekick guy. He was fucking funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Bullet Tooth Tony, great.
So Boltu Tony, I love that guy too because he's in like every Guy Ritchie film.
Yeah.
I forget his name right now. He's the big.
Let's
He's just
pull up
a
the cast. Let's pull up the cast because I don't know any of their other names. I know Jason Statham. I know Brad Pitt.
Well, I think
That's it.
everybody knows Boltu Tony because he's been in so many movies as like mainly a bad guy or a good bad guy, which is weird to say, like a anti-hero.
Vinny Jones.
Vinny Jones, yes.
Oh, and Benicio del Toro.
What is he?
He was he was the guy
Oh,
with
yeah,
four
yeah,
fingers
yeah,
in
yeah.
a briefcase. He was the gambler. I forget what they called him.
Yeah.
Oh, Frankie Four Fingers. Is his
Frankie
name.
Four Fingers, yep.
Alan Ford is Bricktop. That dude was fucking fantastic. Stephen Graham was Tommy. He was Jason Statham's sidekick.
Even my wife, that I was like, she's like, "What's one of your favorite movies?"
Oh,
I'm
and
like,
Dennis Farina. Dennis Farina.
hilarious, yeah,
It's like, do you have any when he's going through airport?
'cause he's
customs,
American.
Airport customs. Like, do you have anything to declare? He's like, yeah. Don't ever go to fucking London.
Even my wife, who was like, didn't know anything about any Guy Ritchie films, didn't know anything about it. I'm like, you gotta. I'm like, have you watched Snatch before? She's like,
it's
no.
fantastic.
She's like, no, I've never seen it. I had her watch it. She loved it.
Start there.
Loved it.
That's like the fan favorite. That's the comfortable Guy Ritchie film.
It's perfect.
From there, go to Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Ooh,
That one's a
yeah.
little. If you're not into that
That's
style,
very, very British.
Yeah.
That is. This is a little more to the American side. Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels is literally the most British thing.
Yeah.
But it's also just as good in
Yeah.
my eyes. I watched the shit out of that movie. But yeah, he's done a lot that
He
people
did
know.
Aladdin?
He did Aladdin? I didn't even
Get
know
the
that.
fuck out of town. I didn't even know that.
I knew he did King Arthur.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I knew that. Yeah, Lock, Stock,
His-
Snatch, Swept Away, Revolver, Rock and Roller. I knew that. I've never seen it. Sherlock Holmes. I knew that. Man from U.N.C.L.E. I knew that. I still haven't seen that
Yeah,
one.
and some people don't like those Sherlock Holmes. I really like those
But
Sherlock Holmes.
he did the Will Smith's Aladdin.
Yeah.
The Gentleman. Great fucking movie, The Gentleman, by the way.
Yes.
The Covenant. That's another one. It's a war movie. I'm not a big fan of war movies.
I've never watched it, so I might need to now.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. I feel like I saw that one.
I
but
have
might
not
been-
watched that yet. I really, really want to watch that
I
one.
think I watched it, but I think I was hammered drunk when I watched it, so I don't remember
Yeah.
anything about it.
Because who's in that? Click on that one real quick. I think it's really good actors, right? It's,
Yeah,
It's
it's
Brad Pitt
loaded.
again, or no?
Uh,
Or no. It's shit. Oh god. They're both
oh, Henry Cavill. Yes,
Henry
yes,
Cavill.
I do kind of remember this now. Alan Richardson.
Alan. Yeah. Okay.
They're on a boat and shit, and it's like I said. I think I was hammered drunk when I watched this, so I don't remember a lot about it.
I have. Okay. All right. We're talking
But I
about
liked
movies
it,
and
but
stuff.
I liked it.
Talking movies and stuff. I've always been an insane James Bond fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I can name you a bunch of movies and
Who
all this
doesn't
stuff.
love
I can
James
name
Bond?
you a lot of the actors. I'm not that insane that I know all the trivia, but
Well, we're normal fucking people.
who would you like to see as the next James Bond? Because I kind of lean towards. I don't know if Henry Cavill has that look because you need to be a little rougher.
I'll tell you this, and this is one of those things where I'm preparing for the new age of we're gonna revamp the character. It's got to be all inclusive.
Oh no,
We're
they
gonna do something
tried to
like
do
this.
that. They tried.
Like
at it.
I don't want like a lesbian woman. No offense,
No,
but I could see an Idris Elba.
who's that?
Idris Elba, he's a very sexy black man.
Oh yeah. I think I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, he would be perfect.
Idris Elba
I could see him
could
100%.
throw a dope fucking
I could see him
007.
100%.
Henry Cavill could throw a dope fucking 007.
I just don't know. Henry Cavill's too clean,
He's too big.
or Idris is like he's got that rough look. Like you got to be a little rough for it.
And he's lean. Like James Bond's always been a lean guy. He's never been like a
He's
never
not
he's
muscle.
never just like a I can just throw you through a wall type guy, but I can with my karate and moves prowess type shit. Whereas Henry Cavill seems too big and too clunky.
Well, so he's also James Bond's always been kind of Indiana Jones style, where it's like, yeah, I can fist fight you, but
But I got gadgets.
I'm also gonna hit you with a gun, or I'm gonna got gadgets.
Yeah.
Because he normally fights a bigger dude, right? It's like Jaws or like some dude that's like way bigger than him. He's like, oh shit. Like he just beats up 5 guys. He's like, yes, beat up 5 guys, and he opens the door and there's like a big sumo wrestler. That's happened before in James
Yeah.
Bond. Or it's Jaws, metal teeth can eat through a steel cable and try to drop him from
But
a
it's
ski
gotta-
lift. Something crazy when it's like, okay,
Yeah.
now I'm using lasers and I'm using a gun. Whatever it is that Indiana Jones, with the
But for a 007, it's gotta be handsome man.
handsome. Which Idris says he'd be perfect candidate.
Idris is a handsome man.
Do you? Okay, let me ask you this:
Yeah.
if you had a choice,
Okay.
would you rather be Superman, Batman, or 007? That's a
Su-
good.
su-
That's a good. Would you rather?
It's a good one. I will say Superman's kind of on a different realm because he has actual superpowers.
Right, you can fly. You can do
Right.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you have the all the energy from the yellow sun.
But what I'm gonna say is,
But either of the other ones, Batman has his own money, he can do his own thing.
billionaire. all kinds of money.
007 has a whole country's money at his expense.
And somehow he's almost immortal as well.
Yeah.
Like when anybody shoots a gun at you, they just
Oh,
spray bullets around you.
but-
Like it doesn't hit you.
I mean, am I answering this as I'm happily married to my wife, Steven Schaefer? Or am I answering this just as a single guy, Steven
Yeah,
Schaefer?
you don't have wife or kid. I mean, in all of their ventures, you're answering this as them.
Okay.
You're not answering this as Stephen Schaefer.
007, dude.
I mean, that's how I'd go because it seems fun.
He's fucked way more people than Superman.
Superman, he got Lois Lane. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Batman, what's he got? Catwoman,
Dead woman.
and Lois Lane. He's got 2 bitches.
Well, not Lois Lane. Lois Lane was super.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
But Batman had what's her face in the reboot that died
Well, his
with Two-Face and shit.
his always woman.
But he does, yeah. He was on a yacht with
Who's Batman's always woman? Why can't I remember?
yeah,
I came Lois Lane and then my brain lost everything else.
yeah.
But James Bond, he gets a chick every time.
Every fucking time.
Ending
Smoke show,
credits.
and then he usually has to kill her. You know, she double backs on him, so there's no attachment.
It's my all right, I apologize already, women. Okay, but I hated Casino Royale when they made Casino Royale. I didn't hate it, but that's a strong.
I don't
word.
remember a lot about Casino. I mean, I remember some.
Well, Daniel
but
Craig being
Yeah.
the awesome James Bond that he's been.
he's been pretty dope.
Casino Royale, it's them playing just poker and like explaining it and doing all the stuff and then playing it. And then Texas Hold'em, by the way. And then at the end of it, he like gets pretty much he's in love, right? He finds his woman. He gets married. And I'm like, this is not James Bond.
No.
I'm like, unless you're trying to like get rid of Daniel Craig right now, this is fine.
Yeah.
But the next one, like, because all the dudes hated it, like killed her off right at the beginning, and then he goes on a rampage. I'm like, let's go, and he still bangs a chick.
Yeah. But out of those,
all
three,
the James
out of
Bond-
those three, I think I'd be Dub. I'd be 007.
I mean, the man gets shot a couple times. Don't get me wrong; he's been shot plenty of times.
He gets his ass. kicked.
Probably, if you go through the movies, he's probably been shot.
Yeah.
I don't know, 500 times.
Always drives a cool car.
Been beat up like 500 times.
Dope English gadgets.
But like, he's always saving the world.
So what would you pick?
I'm 007.
Yeah.
that's
the
That's
Dub,
just
dude.
me. But obviously, he could be Superman and be like, I'm invincible. Nothing on this earth can kill me.
But I love
except
one
a
woman."
shiny stone.
Yeah.
You throw that at me, and I'm just a mortal man then. And then
Yeah.
apparently, even as a mortal man,
Oh no, kryptonite.
I'm a baby too. Like, it just like sucks him down to the ground.
Yeah.
Batman's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
mean,
Batman's dope.
You're a billionaire then. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they don't show in the movies what he does, but he's probably could do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But I just,
But in that right, I feel like anybody else
If
could do
you're-
what Batman does.
if you're living out the movie,
Superman could literally go rob a bank, become a billionaire, just like Batman, and do exactly Batman shit.
I guess the
but
question
with
should
heightened
be,
powers.
I guess the question should be, which movie do you want to live out as a person? Because then that's definitely 007, right? He's drinking, he's gambling,
Yeah.
he's hooking up the ladies.
Yeah.
Superman,
Hey man, shaking not stirred. You know my shit.
Superman's a nerd in all
Yeah.
his movies,
I'm gonna go right for the paper.
and then he could just do whatever.
He just has a regular fucking job writing for the paper. That sounds terrible. I don't want to do that.
I mean, it's the perfect mix, right? So like, here's Superman, invincible, does all this stuff. Here's Batman, billionaire, playboy, whatever, but they don't show it that much.
Yeah.
And then here's 007, that's 100% playboy,
Secret agent, man.
secret agent, but will tell people he's a secret agent. Doesn't care if his
Yeah.
identity is, you're 007. Yeah, no shit. You about to get messed up.
That. Yeah.
That is a good question, though. But yeah, you have to take it in different ways, I guess.
I'd be a secret agent, man. For sure.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, I've been for years, and it's been fine.
we haven't done this in a while, but I got to take a break.
All right.
I got to take a pee.
Do you want to take a break, or do you just want to? Yeah, let's take a break.
Or you can sit here and talk to them while I take a beat. It'll only be like 30 seconds.
Let's go. Secret agent man. You got a little clap spot there.
And we're back. Sorry about that. I really had to take a tinkle.
See? Checking hot mics.
I had to drain that bladder, but we're back, and I have something fun.
Okay.
Actually, something weird. I don't even realize it's a thing. It's like a new marketing scheme or something I've never seen before.
Okay.
So you're familiar with TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen Nutter Butter? You know Nutter Butter?
Yeah, Nutter Butters love Nutter Butter.
Yeah, it's like is that a Little Debbie thing?
Probably, yeah, I think so. Chocolate covered wafer bars, right?
They have a TikTok.
Maybe I've seen something about this before. They got outside of the box, didn't they? Or
And
something?
it is completely unhinged.
That's what I think I've seen this before.
It's
For like 1 second, but I was like, what is happening with Nutter Butter?
the weirdest shit I've ever seen. And I got to find my hotkey so that yeah, okay. So you guys will see picture in picture here. We'll just click on the first one.
The dreams were real. The dreams were real. The dreams were real. The dreams were real.
Yeah.
The dreams were real. The dreams were real. The dreams were real.
So they hired some young kid to come in and be like, "You gotta get your presents out there, and how we gonna do this? We gonna go outside the box, not a butter."
This one has a
Yeah.
sensitive content. Let's watch it anyway.
Why is it?
That was it. That wasn't even that.
Nutter butter outside of the box. I feel like somebody hired their demented 12-year-old to come up with this
Every single one of their TikToks is like a fucking fever dream, and it's bananas.
shit. Yeah.
Like, I spent too much time watching a lot of these.
Nutter
Like,
butter,
here's some-
butter. Are you guys okay?
Oh, so if you're listening to this, sorry, it's a little bit of weird listen, but
Yeah, for the listeners, you're fucked.
it.
But just go check out Nutter
Yeah,
Butter's
go
TikTok.
check out Nutter Butter TikTok. It is insane.
They've got like,
But I mean, if you're gonna get out there nowadays, that's kind of what you got to do. I guess.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be insane.
when
Maybe
was the last time you ever talked about Nutter Butter? They have a guy named Aiden too.
What the hell is going on? If I say they'd have a black cloud chasing me.
It's so completely unhinged, so weird, so bizarre, and I love it.
I mean, that's one way to sell your Nutter Butters.
I guess, like, I really want to go eat some Nutter Butters right now. Or if anything, they got some followers on. If anything, they're making money off their TikToks. 1.8 million views.
Why was I mixing Nutter Butter up, which is Nabisco, by the way? It's not. I was thinking Nutter Butter is a chocolate-covered wafer.
You know, the
bars.
funny thing is as soon as I was presenting it to you, I was like, yeah, you know Nutter Butters. And you're like, yeah, the wafers with the chocolate covered. We're thinking Nutty Buddies.
Nutty Buddies. It's
Those are Little Debbie's.
those are
Nutter
the-
Butter is a cookie.
Yeah, but it's not Muddy Buddies. No Muddy Buddies. That's pretty much dog chow. I'm thinking of the peanut butter wafers covered in chocolate.
Is that just
Why
a Nutty
can't
Bar?
I get 'em?
That's a Nutty Bar.
Nutty bar. Okay.
See, as soon as you said it, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And I thought this. And they're
Yeah.
like, I don't even know Nutter
But when
Butter.
you said that, both of them came to my mind, right? So
Yeah.
I remember the peanut shaped cookie, right?
Yeah.
And then, but for some reason, Nutty Bars, because you're like, that's from Little Debbie. I'm like, oh yeah, the Nutty Bars. That's what. Then I assumed you're talking about. But yeah, I totally can't know last time I ate either one of those. But I used to love them.
My kids like Nutty Bars.
The funny thing was, a grocery store today, and this crazy old lady started talking to me. But she had to have somebody guide her to the whole little Debbie section with the zebra cakes, the Nutty Bars, all the
They have the little Christmas
oatmeal
trees out already.
pies, all the Christmas trees were out. You
Yeah.
know they're out already.
That's fucking bananas. Can we give Thanksgiving a goddamn chance, please?
What was your favorite Little Debbie? Did you have one?
Oh, Star Crunch.
Oh yeah, Star
Hands
Crunch
down,
were
Star Crunch.
banging. I see. Oh man, that's tough.
Ho-Hos are dope. Ding Dongs are dope.
Zebra cakes.
Zebra cakes are zebra cakes are dope.
about-
Nutty Bars are dope.
What about the moon pies?
Never really got into moon pies.
Ooh,
Moon pies aren't Little Debbie though.
Are they not?
No, there's something all different. They're like super dry cake. I did get into moon pies, but those aren't Little Debbie.
Marshmallow in them.
Yeah.
So,
Hold on, I might be wrong. Let me look up moon pie here.
just a good story from my childhood is, my parents separated when I was like 2 or 3 or whatever. So my dad would pick us up every other weekend, which was awesome. Yeah, they doesn't look like were they? They're literally their own brand.
I think so. I mean, I'm sure they're probably. Well, let me Google search who owns Moon Pie.
It might be like Nabisco or somebody. This might be Little Debbie too. I don't know. But we used to always. My dad give us 50 cents, 75 cents to go to the vending machine and pick out whatever you want. We get moon pies, and then the hotel. Because a lot of times we stayed at hotels, and my dad would pick us up. Sometimes we stayed at grandparents or whatever. Oh, the Campbell family.
Everybody Campbell.
The soup family.
Yeah.
They made moon pies. But then you take that bad boy, you take it out of the wrapper, and you set it on top of the wrapper, on top of the heating vent, the
Oh,
coil
shit.
heating vent, and you warm it up just slightly, and you flip it a couple times.
I never tried them hot.
Oh, just slightly warm. Get out of here.
Dude, because they're very cakey.
Very.
Like that, because it's
Well, it's
literally
got-
like a weird cake layer, marshmallow cake layer covered in chocolate,
Right.
right?
It's like a double cake layer. Like
Yeah,
marshmallow.
but the cake layer is very dry, so I always dipped in milk.
Yeah,
Milk helped them out a
Warm
lot.
them up a little bit.
Yeah,
Next level.
You
Moon
tr-
pies.
Have you had the banana ones?
Yes.
The banana ones are good. I'm still a chocolate guy.
Just the chocolate,
Yeah.
But it's always fun just to get like a Little Debbie, right? Like you just
Yeah.
remember that as a kid. It's like, oh my god, it's like this is because it's not small, right? Like especially when you're a kid, it's like this
Yeah.
is huge. Like
Yeah.
this is big. Getting an oatmeal pie, getting
Oatmeal cream pies, by the way, hated them as a kid. As an adult now, they got a place in my life, dude. They're so good. They fucking hit hard. But when I was a kid, it's like, fuck this. This is dumb.
because it said oatmeal. And you're like,
Oatmeal.
no, I don't want that.
Well, I'd even eat them like this is a. I mean, I'd still eat them, but it was like, eh.
Yeah.
But now they're so chewy and gummy and fucking
Yeah, things we probably
fantastic.
use like with zebra cakes, no purpose
Zebra
at
cakes.
all.
One bite, dude. One of them cakes. There's two in the little
Yeah.
cellophane packet.
Yeah.
2 bites. I'm done with my Zeebs.
Ding dongs or ho hos, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah,
the
ding
Swiss
dongs.
rolls.
The ho hos or the Swiss rolls were a
God,
different
you
animal,
want to talk one that was?
and then the ding dongs were the almost looked like a hockey puck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the one that was made the most of and manufactured everywhere would have been like the ho hos.
yeah.
You had so many off brands of those.
Swiss
Those
cake
were
one.
like the most popular, just like everywhere.
Dude, there was a point in time, like in the late '90s, early 2000s, you would go to like Bueller's or your local local grocery store, and they'd have a ho ho cake. And it was literally just like
Oh,
a
yeah,
giant
just
fucking
giant
ho-ho.
ho-ho, yeah.
Except they didn't wrap it in the chocolate glaze over top. It would just be like the chocolate cake with the cream filling, and they'd
Right.
roll it up.
They basically just baked the cake and they cut it in that
Yeah.
pan and then just put filling in it and
But
pop
like,
it right on top.
I remember going to like a bunch of different birthday parties or like family gatherings, or like, oh,
Yeah.
it's the family reunion. Oh, you didn't make anything, but you brought a ho ho cake, so that's cool. Or, so and so over there just opened up a couple cans of baked beans, put them in a crock pot, and you brought a ho ho cake. You win.
Yeah.
You're better than
It
that.
ain't no DQ ice cream cake, but I don't. We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
But still, like the ho ho cakes and the Swiss roll was fantastic.
No, Swiss roll.
Ho hos were dope.
That was
But it's
just
still,
like-
I'm telling you, man.
I think
Star
it's because it was
Crunch-
2 in a package, so you could share it,
Yeah.
or you at least got that enjoyment of getting 2 things over. But yeah, the Star Crunch
Crunch
was
is
fire.
fucking dope.
Yeah, that was fire.
Like,
I forgot about it as soon as you said Star Crunch. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, because it was crunchy.
Man,
Right?
I'm
Hits
gonna,
those senses.
I'm gonna name this kid's name. I have no idea where the fuck he is now, but he graduated with me. Andy Cook. Me and him went. We used to go to Newtown Mall and watch when they still had a movie theater there. We'd go watch movies there, and we'd stop by like Drug Mart and buy a box of Star Crunch, smuggle them in the pockets of our Letterman jacket. And like we're going like, we don't have any snacks or anything. We're not. And then we're in there. And it's so hard to hide, because they're all like wrapped in that like crinkly cellophane.
Yeah.
Like
It's not like today's cellophane either. It's tough.
And we
or a Super Week. I can't remember. I think it was Super Week. So it's like,
yeah. It was just very crinkly. And we sit there and mash each match a whole box of Star Crunch while watching like the South Park movie,
Yeah.
which we weren't even allowed to watch. We had to have my grandma buy us tickets for it.
and now it's like,
It's so funny, dumb shit you remember like that.
as a old responsible adult, like I walk by that section, I'm like, oh man, I'd just like to get a box of that
yeah.
and take it in the dark corner and
What are you gonna
tear.
do? You're not gonna eat one.
I'm gonna tear that whole box up.
You're not even gonna stop it.
But it's like, no, that's too bad for me. And I keep walking. I'm like,
and what are there? Probably like 10 in a box, right?
yeah,
You get to
8
6.
or 10 or something.
Yeah, you're not gonna stop at 5, so you get to
No.
6, and then you're like, man, maybe I should stop. Like, well, I'm not gonna leave 4 behind.
Yeah.
What am I gonna put 4 in the counter? No, dude, just fucking just eat all
Little
10.
Debbie made America fat. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Little Debbie
Yeah.
made America fat. Everybody's like, why is America fat? Why are we the fast people? You met Little Debbie?
And it is just like
She's a bitch.
it's like caramel and crispy
She made
rice.
the best tasting shit
Yeah,
in the
dude.
world and put it in a box and like, hey man, you like donuts? Yeah, I like donuts. Donuts are pretty awesome. Normally have, maybe I'll have one for breakfast or 2 or whatever. And they're like, hey, check this. I got this after dinner treat.
Yeah,
If you want to take a hit of one of these, just try one. Oh, maybe 2 puffs, maybe 3. Oh no, you're done.
honestly, almost even back in the day, picture Little Debbie being like, "Hey, yeah, I sell them in a 10-pack, but you're good for like 3 weeks.
They
Just
pretty
have, yeah, here's a little treat for you whenever
Was
you
it
want."
honey buns or like,
And then we're all like, "Shut up, little Deborah.
we don't need
I'm
that
gonna
much
eat
sugar.
all of them in 2 days, and then I'm gonna come back from her." She's like, "No, spread them out. These aren't good for you. Just stop. I'm just Little Debbie. I'm trying to help you, but I wanted to give you a treat." And like, fuck you. I'm eating the whole box.
Hey, I'm a Twinkie.
Twinkies hostess though too. Like,
Oh, don't get no. Then you get hostess coming around. Hey, man, you want a cupcake? You want a zinger? What'd you want?
because I'm also trying to figure out which one was Ho Ho's. I think Hostess was Ho Ho's, and then Little Debbie has Swiss rolls.
Swiss rolls, yeah.
It's different name of the same fucking thing. The same 18 things I'm gonna put in my mouth.
Everything with 900 grams of sugar ready to give you diabetes right the fuck now.
Coke v Pepsi, basically. that's
Coconut balls?
Snowballs.
Snowballs.
Snowballs, dude. The fucking shit.
they made
Snowballs
them-
are the fucking shit.
We made them pink at one point. in
Dude,
time. Like,
yeah.
Here's a pink one.
It's like around Valentine's Day or some shit. They make them pink. It's like, oh, it's special edition because it's
It's
Valentine's
a
Day.
fluffy
It's pink.
cake.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I know how they killed us all and made us all fat. It was just,
Sugar addiction.
hey, you guys want some desserts? You just buy this box and they're banging.
Easy.
They're awesome. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Like, take the manufacturing part out of it, right? Take the idea of that out, right? Take all this out of it. And you put that on a plate and you put it in a restaurant and it's never existed before. And somebody takes a bite of that, they're going to go, oh my God, that's amazing.
The most decadent thing in the world.
So now roll that back. When did Little Debbie come out? Who even knows? Probably.
Well, because that's honestly you're on the right track here because that's what it was. It used to just be a treat. It was never readily available.
Yeah.
Like for soda pop, you used to have to go to a soda stand.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You couldn't just buy it in a can at the store and have it in your fucking fridge.
Vending machine.
If you wanted, you drank water or milk, and your dad drank beer at home or whiskey.
Well, he picked that up. He had to pick that up.
Yeah.
So you had water at home or you had milk delivered on the steps.
Your mom would give you a nickel, and you'd ride your bike down to the soda stand, and you'd get a soda pop.
Wow.
Or she'd give you 25 cents, you ride down to the bakery, and you get a little
It
pastry.
wasn't hooked to a bag that came through a ginormous line and shot into
They
a
had to,
cup.
like, mix that shit themselves.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you wanted a float, oh, my God. Here's an extra
Or it
75
came in a
cents.
glass
Put
bottle.
Put a little extra. Yeah. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got you hooked.
I'm thirsty. I want a Coke.
Yeah. Never used to be a fucking thing.
I might as well get a double cheeseburger while I'm going to Diet Coke at McDonald's. Because it's the same price, right?
It never used to be a readily available drink.
For 50 cents, I can get a double cheeseburger and a large Diet
Yeah.
Coke. Or I just get a large Diet Coke but for 50 cents, I get a cheeseburger with it.
Yeah.
At least that's consistent with the old prices. But
I just went to the local grocery
sucked
store.
you in.
I just went to the local grocery store, bought like 12 packs of soda of different, 6 different kinds, stocked the fridge, and now my kids can easily go down there and get it. So technically, I guess I am enabling them, so I'm part of the problem. But it used to be like, oh, I can't just put that in the fridge. Here, kid, have a nickel. Ride your bike down to the soda stand and get you a soda pop.
all right, since we are
Here's 2 nickels. Take your girlfriend.
since we did fuck up too and not celebrate Halloween, but we're both wearing
Wearing
and
orange.
Halloween. What besides we'll get past the hostess and the cakes and all that because that's a whole nother realm, and sugar gives us all diabetes. We know that.
Yeah.
What was your favorite candy before the age of, let's go, 12?
I was a little itty bitty.
Yeah, when you're itty bitty. What was your favorite? Do you have one that sticks out in your mind?
I've always been a fan of the peanut butter and chocolate combination. So I've always liked Reese's.
Who doesn't like Reese's?
Right. But
Reese's, I think, is the dominant candy of all candies. But go ahead.
like a Butterfinger.
Oh yeah.
It's also a peanut butter chocolate, but it's like they layer peanut butter and sugar and stretch it and like almost like it's like the croissant of peanut butter and sugar. That's
Yeah.
why it's all crunchy and crispy in the middle. And back in the day, they used to it used to also be called a Zagnut. And then there was like and before it even had a brand, it was like a thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't chocolate coated either at that point in time. Like I
Yeah.
remember my grandma would get them from like the local grocery store. She also got like circus peanuts, and like they were like adjacent, like they were next to each other. And circus peanuts fucking suck. I fucking hate that.
That's my jam.
Really, you fucking piece of shit. I hate you right now.
That's
Okay,
my answer. That's my answer.
I'm gonna hit stop on this podcast. The podcast is over. We're never doing this again.
As a little kid,
Yeah, that circus pea.
I love circus peanuts.
Get out of here.
They were my jam. That marshmallow. I'm a marshmallow fanatic.
It's not fucking marshmallow, dude.
It's high fruit corn syrup.
I
but
love marshmallow. I love a chocolate covered marshmallow. I love a regular marshmallow. I love a good marshmallow, but that's not marshmallow.
It's just snacking as a kid. My
It's
mom
basic-
used to
it's-
bitch at me all the time for
It's
the
like
dishes.
fluffy
but
fondant.
yeah,
And fondant like candy corns.
it doesn't have good flavor. No, it doesn't. But I like the texture.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to yuck your yum. I'm sorry. I
Hey, I
got
was-
heated there for a second. I didn't mean that. The podcast will go on.
I was a little kid back then,
Yeah.
and circus peanuts were my jam. Are they now? No,
Okay.
but were they when I was a kid?
I get it.
They were my thing. And orange is now my favorite color. It always has been. It's just like
Yeah.
caution orange. Look the fuck out.
Yeah.
I'm coming in.
Yeah. I don't know. Circus peanuts are never really my jam. They
I don't know why. I think it was just like nobody else. My brothers didn't like him. I had 2 older brothers, so maybe that was it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they didn't like him, so I was like, "Oh, I get the circus peanuts," and I was too young, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't really like those."
That
Here,
could
Cody,
be
have
because
your-"
they took everything else and like you were just stuck with this, so you were kind of forced to like it, and you grew an
Yeah.
affinity to him because
But
that
my
was.
brother's pretty cool. I don't think they ever withheld anything from me,
Oh, I'm sure they did.
unless I just have some old imagery.
That's
out
what
of it.
older
Who knows?
That's what older
But,
brothers do.
Here, there, they tricked me. Probably like, "Oh, we'll trade you 6 circus peanuts for your 1 racing cup," and I'm like,
You know you love
"Sold."
you love circus peanuts, don't you,
Well-
Cody? I'm like, I think I do.
I can see my middle brother Brady doing that all day. He'd
Yeah.
be like,
Oh, for sure, Brady did it.
"Here's 1 Reese's cup for you give me 1 Reese's cup, I'll give you 6 circus peanuts." And I'm like, "Yeah, Brady, here you go. I love circus peanuts."
Oh no, that's a small one.
Yeah, as a kid, he would have tricked the shit out of me.
That's the other-
guaranteed.
That's the other thing I saw.
He was too smart, too quick.
That's the other thing I saw on a podcast too. Like do you remember back in the day when we first started trick or treating? There weren't really a lot of fun size anythings.
Well,
If you got a candy bar, it was a candy bar. If you got anything that was small, it was like the Tootsie Roll shit.
yeah, you either bought the Tootsie Roll giant bags,
And it was like the
And that's
weird
what
fruit
most
flavored,
houses-
like they were fruities.
Yeah.
And then you even got those weird curl up things, almost like you remember Cowtails? They're still a thing.
I love cat those.
Yeah, Cowtails are dope, but it was like that where it'd be a wrap, but it was a long, almost Tootsie Roll, but it
It's
had
fruit
like a
flavored.
it had different flavors on the outside,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
still had a cream
100%,
center. Those are something different, but then you had the
Fruitsy
fruities.
roll, Fruitsy roll.
Yeah. And then you get suckers, dum dums out the ass. Dum dums
yeah.
all the time.
Cheap, easy to buy, dum dum.
But other than that, if you got a candy
Milk
bar,
duds.
if you got a candy bar, it was a full size. There was no such shit as fun size or snack size or
There was, but it wasn't readily available. It was like
wasn't
it'd be
the
like
norm.
one. It'd be like Milky Ways. Always.
Yeah.
Milky Way was like the first one I think to ever come up with that shit.
which that's the dumbest candy bar in the world. No, I
It's
like.
not
I mean,
bad.
I
It's
like
not
them, but
bad.
I like them, but they're not my
Yeah.
fave.
Uh,
I'll go through everything else before I go.
I
through
remember
Milky
when we
Ways.
were in a neighborhood in Dover, semi-public town. Me and my brothers figured out the stick. One lady handed out quarters.
That was still kind of cool, man. You get money.
You got a quarter,
Yeah.
or dimes or something. I don't know. But we would run around. We knew that we'd find the good spots,
Oh, and fucking. Sorry, Smarties.
And then
Smarties.
and then we'd run back to the house. And at that point in time, we're whatever age. My mom has saved a crate full of costumes, so we could just go grab a costume. So we changed our swapped our buckets around, ran back out, and hit
Go
the good
double
houses. We double dipped.
Dude, that's awesome.
We
That your
double
mom
dip.
supported that.
You know what we're doing.
That's a couple years ago. We were.
She was either working and we had a babysitter, or it was just like we came back. We're like, "Hey, mom, we got a bucket full of candy, but we're gonna like change our costume and go back on." She's like, "Okay, whatever."
Yeah.
Like, who cares? It's like whatever. They're gonna give it to
Which
another
that's-
kid or not. But
That's cool because we did that like 2 years ago.
yeah,
Or maybe it was in last year. We were doing the trick or treat with our kids at my brother-in-law's house, and they found a spot. Actually, it was like the city had a fire truck, and they were handing out full size. And it was like on the last leg of the thing. Like we made the whole loop, and then we hit them, and then we were back at the house, and the kids all changed costumes and went right back to them. And then it went back and all changed costumes and went right back to them. And the guys were like, "We know what you're doing." And they're like, "Well, can we have more candy?" And they just gave them like handfuls of full size candy bars because it was like at the end of the night too. So like,
Yeah.
whatever. We enjoy your guys' creativity. Thanks for at least trying to fool us. You're not fooling us, but you have a bunch of candy anyway.
yeah, we changed. I think there's one person was like, "You three look like," you tell by the heights. It's like, it's like you look 3, but that's fine. Like at least you tried. You made the effort to go back, switch costumes,
Yeah.
and come back to my house.
It's worth it.
Because I'm giving out good candy. You know what? I appreciate that, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, take it.
That counts.
Take it.
In my mind, that counts.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways. I know where we're at, but I felt like I just had myself a damn good time. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
man.
Happy Halloween.
I think we got enough time.
Let's go Browns.
Yeah, dude.
Let's
happy
go
Halloween.
Buckeyes. Got a big game tomorrow.
Big game tomorrow. By the time this airs, we would already know whether they won or lost.
Ohio
Hopefully they
State
win.
won.
Beat Penn State. 32-15.
Child pillars, dude.
I don't even know what the spread is on it. I'm just throwing out fucking numbers. Hopefully I'm right.
It's 480 to 1.
But I want to take this chance to remind you guys to click like and subscribe, do all that shit. I keep bumping this cord here and it's making weird noises.
Tell
Sorry.
your grandma about us because she's going to love us.
Not Granny, no. Before she dies. Before it's too late. She's going to die soon. May as well let her have a damn good time before
Give
she
us a
passes.
shout out.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I got dark there.
Did you have a damn good time?
I did have a damn good time. Did you
All right,
have a damn
let's
good time?
cheers and get the hell out of here before Steve says something weirder.
I love you guys. I love you, Cody. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
Let's go Browns.
Go Browns.
It's a damn good time.